Oh, yes. No, it's a video. Bloopers. This is gonna be a part of the bloopers. Happy 1 year. See, it's not me. It's you. Because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. So today we celebrate all of you. Love you guys. Cheers. Throw them up. Look at the plane. It's so cute. What is up, Miss Girl? Okay, you guys are tuning in because we are celebrating Gains by Grace training 1 year. Like, I can't believe 1 year flew by. When I tell you, it doesn't even feel like a year. It's amazing. And look, I've met so many incredible women, and I've seen everyone, if they're still with me, they're still with me, and I still see them pushing hard. But I have clients who have started with me and now, you know, they transitioned into the gym, and I see them putting in work. Like, that's amazing. That's all I ever wanted. And when I say to people, like, oh, like, why are you a trainer? When people ask me that, I'm like, you know what? It's because when I started my fitness journey, I didn't have a very positive experience. It was a lot of trial and error. Yes, I had a trainer, but it wasn't like, it wasn't a positive experience. And let's just say that I want to be the person that I didn't have. I want to make sure that my girls have a great relationship with food, a great relationship with working out, and a wonderful relationship with their own individual selves, because we all come in different shapes and forms, and we have to learn to embrace what we have. You know, like, not everyone wants to be like super shredded, very lean. No, some of us just want to be able to get out of bed. Some of us want to be able to enjoy the food we eat. You know, sometimes society just feeds such negative things with food, and my goal is just to create healthy and sustainable habits to help people keep going, you know, and enjoy working out. I want them to change their mindset from, oh, I have to work out, to, oh my God, I get to work out today. So let's take it back to March 2021, how I started this. Well, let me tell you something. It wasn't easy. And when I say it wasn't easy mentally. Around March 2021, I was in my teaching credential program. There we go. I was in my teaching credential program. I was going to become an elementary school teacher. And I met my bestest friend through there. My soul sister, I met her through there. It was amazing. I'm so glad I was able to take this class, because I would have met her, my BFF, but so I got sidetracked. Or it's okay. But rewind. I was in this program. Unfortunately, I wasn't in it. When I was in this program, I fell behind. I failed a class because my heart wasn't in it anymore. When I started it, yeah, hell yeah, my heart was in it. I was making videos, because it was during the pandemic, like fresh pandemic, where you weren't allowed to be in person and everything was in Zoom. So I would make YouTube videos on how I'm going to teach my students all these programs. I was like so into it. I had so much compliments from my professors at the time saying like, yeah, you're a natural. And then like a really depressive period of my life, December 2020, I went through like a little spiral, and I fell off. I fell off of school. It wasn't myself. I was subbing in school. I'm a mom, and I was also training, but I wasn't training where I'm at now. I was working under the table for somebody else, and that's another long story. But in December, I fell off. Like, I was so focused on training. I was so focused on subbing, and I literally fell off even from being a parent. Like, I wasn't involved, and that's not what I wanted either. So in December, I failed a class, and then all of a sudden, like, teaching was just not fun anymore for me. And because I had fallen in love with training. And at the time, I only had, like, I would say about 3 clients in December, like that were mine. When I say mine, because I was working under the table for someone else, and that person, that was their business, and they were the ones bringing in the clientele. I was literally just there following orders. But I only had like 3 clients, and I loved my clients. Like every time I got to, they were like, oh, we were supposed to work out, you know, we would work out. It was amazing. And I had fallen in love with that. So teaching just wasn't my passion anymore. I learned that I enjoy teaching. Yeah, I enjoy teaching people to work out, the basics, how to just become the best version of themselves. And I think I went off on a tangent, which I do a lot. But okay, so December happened, I'm depressed. So then in March, I was training, I'm now in March. By March, around March, I already had, I would say, a good handful of clients that were just coming to me. So at the time, I used to train at a different location, and these clients would come meet me at that location, and we would be, enjoying ourselves, working out, learning, creating a community. I was already creating my community. And I remember thinking, like, I need to, leave. First of all, my old training location wasn't ideal. It wasn't good for me mentally, because the person I was working under really gave me a lot of anxiety. Like, imagine being micromanaged, and let's say every little thing you did was wrong, and every time you did something wrong, they would call you and they would just yell and cuss at you every single day for little things. And you know what? I get it. It's not my business. Of course, you want it to be a certain way, and even if I had all these ideas that I get to do now, I was never listened to. It was under the table, so I could, for the pay, it wasn't a lot. So literally, when I say that I was training my clients because I loved it, believe me, it's because I loved it. It wasn't for the money. I was very underpaid, but it was under the table, and it was what it was, okay? That's it. So that's March. In March, what had happened was, yes, I'm enjoying making, meeting new clients. I'm starting to actually get, my people are saying, okay, I'm training with Grace. And it was amazing, right? Until the last, 2 weeks of me working there. And the person I was working under for, their shift at their main job had changed. So now we were working at the same time. So now we both were training at the same time. And let's just say we butted heads a lot. I would say it's verbal abuse, because I was verbally abused a lot. I do not have the voice memos anymore, because I was delete, because it was affecting my mental health. But it got pretty bad, and that my clients started to notice. And they were like, oh man, I saw the way he would talk to you, I saw this and that, and they noticed. And when someone else is able to notice that you're basically being verbally abused, girl, you know it was bad. And my mental health took a very big dive once again. And I couldn't get up, out of my bed. I didn't want to go to the gym. I wasn't eating. I was just crying every single day, because I was getting yelled at for no reason, cussed at, yelled at, until one day I couldn't take it anymore. And I remember my clients were like, why don't you leave, Grace? Leave. And I remember being not confident. I only had probably 5-6 clients at the time. And I was like, well, I can't leave. All the equipment that I use is my, my under the table boss. It's not my equipment. If anything, I only have a bench press and 1 bar. How are we gonna make it? No, Grace, you need to leave. We'll follow you. We believe in you. And in my head, I did want to leave eventually, but I didn't see myself leaving till the end of the year, which is the end of 2021. Can you imagine? But one night, I couldn't take anymore. I got a phone call. Why didn't you tell me that somebody was going to train at 7 a.m. or something like that? And I was like, but you're not working, you're making me work. Which, by the way, I would almost practically work every day, but I had to put my foot down and be like, I'm not working Sundays because that's my family day. And I would get chewed out for that too. They would be like, really? Like, you can't work every day? Like, no, like, I have to spend, I'm a mom. I'm missing out on my young kids' lives already by being like constantly like at like, just, I was, ugh. I don't want to get too into that. Anyways, I'm getting like heated flashbacks. But yeah, one night I couldn't take it, and I was told, well, you know what, Grace, leave. No one's holding a gun to your head. Just leave then. And you know what? I said, okay, yeah. You know, I will leave. I will leave. And then they were like, oh, never mind. You women are so emotional. You tell me tomorrow. Sleep on it. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God. Like, no, I'm gonna fucking leave. Can I say fucking on? I hope so. And guess what? The next day I left. And I told my clients, I go, no longer go to our old location. Now you can come to my new location. And I wanted to also, and then I would hear my clients, like I started getting clients and they were like, yeah, like I don't like going to the gym because there's men, like creepy men, like watching me and being creepy. And you know what? That's when I realized, you know what? I'm just gonna train girls, because over there, my other location, I was training men. I was training both women and men. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this into a safe place, because women don't really have that. Women are constantly harassed. Even if you say, oh, just say no, like no, even saying no, they get harassed. So that's what I did. And that's how Gains by Grace was created. I had enough. I decided, like, I'm gonna take this next step. And then guess what? I also dropped out of my teaching credential program, and I never looked back. And of course, you know, there was like, really, you're gonna drop out of it? You're almost done. You're like, just finish. You know, it could be like your backup. Like, no, there's no backup. Because when there's like, okay, when people say, oh, there's a backup, like, no, because this is what I want, and there's no backup because I'm going to be successful. My plan A is my only plan. And it's to create my own business. And guess what? Here we are 1 year later, celebrating. I've met over 150 individuals, over 150 women. I've helped so many people, like people not even in Ventura County, people from all over. I had someone tell me from London. And I think that's amazing. And that's all I wanted, was to create a safe place for women to learn all fitness levels. Okay, I've seen them all, and I did it. And yeah, you know, little by little I started buying the equipment. Whatever I had saved up from subbing, I used it to buy equipment. And then little by little I grew and grew, and people started recommending me. People started saying, oh, I go train. Where do you train? I train with Grace, Gains by Grace, go look her up. Oh, what this and that. And then little by little I started growing. So if anything, take this as your sign. It's never too late. Like, yeah, I'm in my late 20s. I'm not one of those fitness influencers or in their freaking young 20s, no kids, no responsibility, really. Like, I'm in my late 20s. I had 2 kids. And I'm pursuing my dream. And if you take anything from this, I want you to pursue your own dream. Like, don't do what your parents want you to do. Don't do what your friends think is best, or like the safe route. Take that step. Because if I didn't take that first step and leave, I probably would have still been there. I probably would have been depressed as fuck, undervalued, underappreciated. And guess what? Now I'm thriving, and now I've met incredible people who believe in me, and we're just getting started. So thanks for tuning in. That was a little brief introduction to happy birthday to GBG. And I hope you guys continue to follow my journey, because Miss Girl, we're not stopping. I'm about to take over. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow for more, because we're just getting started.